Layla was a gentle tabby cat with soft, gray fur and the kind of eyes that seemed to hold the weight of the world. From the moment she was born, Layla was different. She was smaller than her siblings, weaker and more timid. The world was too big for her fragile heart, and she sought comfort in the small, quiet corners of life. Her owner, an elderly woman named Margret, found Layla at a shelter when she was just a kitten. Margret had lost her husband a few months earlier, and the loneliness had become unbearable. Layla, with her timid yet affectionate nature, was the perfect companion. Together, they created a world of warmth in Margret's small cottage, where Layla would curl up on her lap and purr quietly, as Margret read her books by the fire. But as the years passed, Layla began to show signs of illness. She became even more withdrawn, and her once bright eyes grew dim. Margret took her to the vet, hoping for an answer that wouldn't be too harsh. The diagnosis was grim. Layla had an incurable heart condition, and there wasn't much time left. Margret's heart broke as she brought Layla home, knowing that her dear companion was living on borrowed time. The days became slow and bittersweet. Layla no longer chased the beams of sunlight that streamed through the windows. Instead, she lay quietly on the windowsill, watching the world outside with a kind of sad acceptance. Margret spent every moment with her, whispering words of love and holding her close, trying to make every second count. One chilly autumn evening, Layla quietly passed away, nestled in Margret's arms. Her small heart had finally given out, leaving Margret alone once again. The cottage felt emptier than it ever had before. The silence that followed was heavy, and Margret often found herself staring at Layla's favorite spots, waiting for the soft patter of paws that would never come. Layla had been more than just a pet. She had been a beacon of love in Margret's life when she needed it most. Now, without her, the world seemed colder, and the light that had once filled the cottage was gone. But Margret knew that for a time, Layla had given her something irreplaceable, unconditional love, a love that would forever live in her memories. Even as the days grew darker without her,